Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Baz, and today we're going to start this chapter with these link arms. We've got one here and we've got one here, and these are off a ZX 160, and that's an Hitachi -7, so it's quite a newish machine. And what's actually happened, it's snapped the ram pin, right? So that's this end. The pin will have snapped at this end and bent both link arms. Now I've already had these in the press, all right, and pressed them back slightly back one way, but the problem we're having at the moment is we have to put a level on there. You see that level director here, and we'll put a level on this side. And you can see how far out and twisted it is, right? Also, if you put a rule down it, we need to have a 10mm gap at that end. So basically the outside wants to be flush. Can you see we've got that gap there? Well, that needs to be, this side needs to run in line. If you want to know a little bit more about this, look at this episode here now. That's the last chapter where we talk about these link arms in a little bit more detail. But you'll only really see that if you're watching on a PC, by the way. I've noticed that myself. So yeah, I think that's going to have to go back in the press again just to get that out. Get that little bit out, and then we're going to have to try twisting it. So the way we're going to have to twist it is to keep the level on, heat this up, and try to put that bar in it there. I've got a solid bar, and we'll try bending it back, right? Now then, I was a little bit worried about putting the heat and the stress into it, but I think it'll be all right. I can't get them for starters, 3 weeks before I can get one, and they're a fortune. So we might as well, we've nothing to lose, have we, by trying to straighten it ourselves. I was worried about the safety issue with it, but I spoke to a few people and they said like there shouldn't be any problems with trying to bend this cast steel back. So I'm happy about that, because the people I speak to about it have done them plenty of times before. So yeah, we'll get it back in the press. In fact, we'll try twisting it back first. So we'll weld it to the bench. Bang, bang. That'll tell me for starters if it actually sticks. Cal, get your mask on and weld this on, son. Oh, that doesn't sound like it's welding too good. No, just get a sack on this side quick, Cal, because it'll pull that. It'll pull it, pull it out of level. So I'm just going to take these little seals out first. We'll just melt them with the heat. I'm not convinced though, Cal, how that welded them, are you? Pick them up, son. But what I was worried about there, director, is that'll crack when we try twisting it back. But we'll soon find out, and we'll put it on camera for you. Right, give us a light, son. What you've got to be careful of with casts like this, it melts really easy. I'm heating it at the point where it is actually twisting as well, by the way. You can see the twist at this end. Keep going. Not so much. Back over there. Too bad. Beast that, isn't it? Yeah. Right, that looks like it's twisted back, that. So we've got we're level there. Yeah, same point of the bubble there. Right, we need to get it pressed, but we'll let that cool completely. Right, so we're going to let that completely cool down on its own before we cut it off the trestle, yeah? So we'll get to probably take an hour or two that. This one we might as well, whilst we're waiting, I could actually tack it to another trestle, but just put this back in the press and just get that bit out of it there, you see. Instead of doing it the other way around like with that one. So yeah, we'll take this over to the press. Of the rule director. We want a 10mm gap at this end. So I'd say that'll be alright for pressing for now. We'll heat it up. Alright guys, so I'm just down in our new loo gong yard in Wigan. I've not got the director with me, as you can see. So what I thought we'd start doing is using the DJI a little bit more, so to catch more footage for you guys on YouTube. Obviously I do a story every day on Instagram. Well, if I've got the DJI with me, then maybe we'll get more footage for you to see what actually is going on more, because you're only really getting a little bit of it from the when the director's in, yeah. So I'll just step outside here now and show you what I've come down here for. We've got this little building stroke hut that I'm going to need to build some steel doors for here. So I'll build a steel door frame and 2 doors, bolt it to the wall, fasten it up to that timber at the top, and we'll fasten it to the floor as well. 2 doors. We've got a few other bits of things to do. See that racking that's on the floor there? So what we've got 5 40-foot containers coming that need racking out. So about what I mean by racking out, I'm going to rack all the way down 40 foot of one side. We're going to put lights down the middle of the containers, a few plug sockets on and all, and then fill them with parts and like filters and stuff for the machines, and then they'll go to our satellite depots around the country just for the spare parts. But yeah, there's another look at the yard there if you've not seen it on a previous video. We have got some bad weather coming in at the moment in England. It's going to snow. It's going to snow really bad today apparently. But yeah, for you guys that haven't seen them so far, there's a few Lugongs there. That's the building that they're going to do like the PDIs and stuff in. I'll give you a little look inside that now. There will be an open day coming up in March, I think it is, early March, so we will be down here with the cameras for that to show you guys. Let me just light that camera. So this is going to be like the PDI shop. Nice little unit. Make a good fabrication facility for me, this. Especially with that crane in it. Proper shop. Okay, so I've just took the sizes down of the doorway there. It's actually 50mm out of square that, just to make our life a little bit easier on the fabrication side. But now I've got the measurements, I can do some fab drawings for the lads in the workshop. Alright guys, so whilst I'm here I just thought we'd track a couple of machines into the workshop just to show you a little walk round them. And I'm just with Andy now. Andy, just tell me your job title and what's going on here.
Hi Baz, so UK Dealer Development Manager. I'm here today to give some product training for 2 new fitters for Fox Group. Yeah, it's been really nice to be here, see the new depot, meet the team.
So these 2 guys pulling these machines in now, these are the 2 new fitters, are they?
They are, yes.
Yeah, and they're going to be based where in the country?
So we've got Andy, he's going to be based in Scotland.
Yeah.
And we've got Josh, who's going to be in the West Country.
I'll introduce you to them in a minute, yeah? So over in the West Country, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's just see these 2 machines cracking in. What size are they, these machines?
Got a 22 tonne, Andy's in the 22, and we got Josh is in the 913, which is a 15 tonne machine.
That's a 22.
Yeah.
Over here we got the 15. Well, this is the first time any machines have been within the building. Okay, so now we've got the machines in the workshop. I'm going to pass the mic over to Andy and let him do a walk around with the machine with the 2 new fitters, and he'll introduce you to them, yeah? Yeah, Andy?
Thanks, Baz. Okay, so I'm going to do a walk around introduction to the machine. This is basically, we're just going to do an introduction, where the components are, where the service items are. It's not too much of an in-depth detail, but it obviously will give you a feel for where the components are. So Leon, Andy, Steve and Scott, we're just going to have a walk around now. So
let's have a chat with the new fitters, yeah, now, so they're more on my level, aren't they, yeah? So, name and a little bit about yourself, boys.
I'm Leon, I'm fitter for the Southwest in Newquay.
Andy Scott, I live in the northeast of Scotland.
And give us a bit about your background, son.
basically worked for SMT for about 7 months as a PM engineer. Then before that, Alan Griffiths, like general plant fitter, bit of welding, bit of this, bit of that.
Bit of welding. How much welding?
Not as much as you, mate.
Have you done a bit of welding?
A little bit.
Have you?
Yeah.
A little bit or a lot?
A little bit of MIG welding.
Yeah.
I actually did a bit of gas welding when I was at college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's many moons ago.
That wasn't yesterday.
Yeah, many moons ago. We've moved on to the TIG welding now, you know. So yeah, so you boys are going to be the fitters for these men, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and how are you finding it so far?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, definitely.
This is obviously our first week.
Yeah.
You know,
So this is your training week, basically.
Yeah.
training and familiarisation.
Yeah.
It's been good. Yeah.
So we're all learning on these new Lou Gongs. I've been actually saying it wrong, and I've been saying Louis Gong, but it's actually Lou Gong. So apologise for that. Yeah. So yeah, boys, I'll probably be seeing you a lot more of you two over the coming weeks, months, and years, hopefully. Yeah. All right, guys. So you know we've been struggling with the little link arms, for the ZX160. So I decided we were going to fabricate our own, but I managed to find this H-link. MJ Lavin excavator parts over in Ellesmere Port. Just lift that up, Richard. This is Richie who runs the parts. Is it actually your business? Your business, yeah. So what I'm thinking, guys, is this is for, is it for a 20 tonner or something, this? That's for a 20 tonner Hitachi. All we need to do is cut this off and move it back about 40 mil. Yeah, drop the bush size in this end. Yeah, so really if them bushes were to go in there, is that 70 mil that? 71, yeah. So what I'll do, I'll probably just get 2 new bushes made. Yeah, push them out, push two new bushes in, and we've got a H-link instead of them 2 little dog bones. Alright. So now then 2 little dog bones. I don't know if I should tell you the price, but I will actually tell you the price. 5,100 quid. Right? So this here, Rich, you probably don't want me to tell you the price, so I'm not going to tell you the price. But it ain't nowhere near that, put it that way. You know, so I reckon that'll be a better job at the end of the day. So I'll just put you back on it, guys. You see what I'm saying, can't you? We're going from 2 little dog bones to a H-link, so I reckon it's going to be a better job. Buying this saves me fabricating all this. All I need to do is cut it down, weld then 2 new bosses on that end. Nice and simple, as you will see very shortly. So cheers for that, Richie lad.
Alright, thank you.
Alright mate, cheers. Alright, so we're just back in the yard with the director. Yeah, so I don't know how that DJI footage will come out, but we will see. So I'm planning on using that a lot more in the future. But I will just explain this again. So we bought this push link and we're going to replace these dog bones with this, right? Now then, as you can see, this is slightly longer. Yeah? So it's slightly longer. So I'm going to cut it off and move both these bosses back. Right, but when I take them off, I'm going to sleeve them. Because we need to drop down to 70 mil at this end. Right, so once we drop down to 70 mil, we'll put the pin in and we'll weld them back on. Or we could even do it with the pins like that, with an 80 mil pin in it, and put the sleeves in afterwards. Not sure which way around I'll do it yet, but either way that will do. The welding's not that good on it, as you can see. So we're going to re-weld it all. Re-weld the full thing. As long as them pins are in line, that's the main thing, you know. And at the end of the day, we're saving, by doing this, we're saving around 4 grand. Right, so there's not much time in cutting that off and welding that back on, is there? And getting a couple of sleeves for that, you know. So what I need to try and get across to people is how much money you actually save having a fabrication facility within a plant hire company. You know, look at that saving there. You know, you've got the saving on the skip that we made, a massive saving on the skip, turning it into a roll-on, roll-off skip. So yeah, I will probably talk more about figures as we go along, so you do realise how much money we actually save the company. All right, so we'll come back to this at, later on in the chapter. Right, so here we got the little dog bones that we put back in the press. As you can see, it cracked. So that crack will go pretty much right through. It did go with a big bang. Like I said, I thought it might. Right, now then, there is a couple of options that I could have done with these, yeah. So just for you viewers to know, we could have put these in like a milling machine, left them with the twist in it, and like skimmed it down so it was level again, if you will. Rebored the holes out bigger, sleeved it, and shimmed it. So I could have left them as they were, right? But I don't think that's the correct procedure to do, yeah. So we're going with the H-link that you've just seen. It's not really a H-link, it's a full push link, isn't it? So, and I'm just going to get some bigger bushes made for that end, for the ram end. And I mean, it's got to be stronger, hasn't it? Most machines come as a big push link, that's solid, whereas this just hasn't got a piece of tube in it, you see? You know what I mean? So it's got to be, you know, and for £5,000 there, you're looking at £5,000 there, £5,100. So we're going to be nowhere near that by using this push link, yeah? And all I've got to do is shorten the push link a little bit, you know, and we're still going to be way down, less than half price of them, you know, so it's just a no-brainer. And I think it'll be stronger. I think it'll still be stronger at the end of the day. So let's just take a look at this bucket that's just come in. Now then, you know how our buckets are easily destroyed, especially in plant hire. So this is a geese bucket, clean break. This has come off a rock quarry, so I'm thinking we'll I might even beef this up to a spec of a rock bucket. I don't know, I'll speak to Foxy because it's on off a ZX 300, so that's on 90mm pins. So we've got plenty of buckets in on 90mm pins at the moment, plenty of digging buckets, yeah. So I'll just find out if he actually wants to put money into it. Now then, if he does want to put money into it and make it into like a rock spec bucket, we'll take the bottom out of it, we'll take the sides off it, we'll put a new edge on it, new adapters, rock teeth, we'll completely beef it up, we'll put loads of wear parts on the sides, and or we might just put it back into a digging bucket. I don't know, either way we'll repair it. It's not really a big job to repair it. It might look a big job to some people, that, but it's not a big job to repair it. Alright, but we are short of rock buckets within the group, so it would make sense really to build our own, and here's a good opportunity to build our own. So I'll speak to Foxy on this one and let you know. But if we do it, I think we'll make that as an episode director, yeah? So today, now we've got to nip over to show. You know, like I mentioned about the crushers going out on hire to our own operators and out on hire to other operators. Well, we've got one in show now that's gone out without an operator, and I just want to see how they're running it, yeah? We've got to go over to Manchester to drop some parts off. So whilst we're over that end, we'll nip over to show and look at this crusher. So these are the little doors that we're making for the Louis Gong yard for the power washer that you saw earlier on in the video. So basically I've just made a box section frame that's going to fasten to the timber at the top and fasten to the brickwork at the sides. As you can see, I've put bigger holes there, so then we can put like a 12mm fixing this side into the concrete block, yeah? So that allows us to get the socket in that way, and then we'll just make a hinge out of a bit of bar and a bit of tube dead straightforward. We'll just put a little drop bolt on one of the gates, a little lock on one of them. And I think we'll put some gal sheets on it, Cal, just rivet gal sheets on it, yeah.
1.5.
Yeah. All right. Doesn't need anything fancy. It's only for a power wash, yeah. All right. And I'm going out anyway. All right. See you in a bit. All right. So we're just about 2 minutes away from this job at Shaw now. I am going to be doing this a lot more often with our crushers and our bigger machines, yeah. So obviously there's negligence being damage being done within the company, yeah. So I'm going to take it upon myself to check on all the crushers, because I know where all the crushers are within the country. I know where all the big excavators are. I know where all the screeners are. So if you're hiring them, or you're driving them, or operating them and working for us, then expect a visit from me, because I think it's important to keep on top of the maintenance side of it, because of the cost involved when it comes to repairing the machines. And as you've noticed over the previous chapters and episodes, you'll know that there's a lot of damage involved in plant hire. And it's my job to save the company as much money as possible, and I think by doing what I'm doing now, we'll save money in the long run. Oh yeah, just another one to point out, you know, some operators won't want to be on camera, so I can't put them on camera if they don't want to be on camera. I'm not here to name and shame anybody. I'm here to just give a bit of guidance and teach, in a way, the right way of operating these machines. So as you can see, the crusher's over there in the distance, and we shall see how it's being operated. So these boys don't know I'm here. Loading the crusher as we speak. Looks like they're riddling material, so that's good. That's a good sign. Whether that's been riddled before it goes into the crusher, I presume it will be. That's one of the ganders. I'm just looking at the size of the material that's coming off the belt, and I'm looking at how they're processing the material before it goes into the machine. Alright, so I'm spotting a major problem straight away. Like the pre-squeeze blocks, and they should be running it like this, put it that way. Let me have a word. Right, I'm just going to tell the operator to stop loading it. I'm going to shut the crusher down. We'll investigate what's going on here. Right, so I'm just letting the feeder clear itself now, which it is doing. So we'll shut the feeder down first, then we'll knock the job off. Well, fuel's slowing down now, and then we'll turn all the belts off. We're happy about this. Little surprise inspection doesn't do any harm, does it? Right, so So just isolate the machine and we'll climb up and have a look. Okay, so we've got a 2023 J45 crusher here, and they blocked the pre-screen on it and they blocked the chute underneath the pre-screen, and the reason why they blocked it is we're putting this material through it. So that's too wet, way too wet. So they're just starting to riddle it by the looks of it. None of this should be going through the crusher. You get very little out of that to put through the crusher, out of that riddle bucket. You want to be putting stuff like that through it. So now that leaves us with a problem. It's already broke one of the brackets on the chute at the other side. So if we keep running it, the chute underneath the pre-screen will just snap off. Now there's no power wash on site, and there's no water on site. So the easiest way to clear a pre-screen is to power wash it out. So that leaves me with a bit of a dilemma on what to do with this here now. The handrails have also been bent. It looks like they've been folded down. The hopper's been folded down and bent the handrails. I think them handrails should be taken off before it leaves any site. So I believe it's come to site like this, so it must have been like that from wherever it's come from. So the handrails need straightening up. Now then, the other option is to take the feeder off. So to clear this out now, to clear this and clear that chute, and the chute underneath that chute, which goes down behind the jaw, which is that chute there, that one over there, right, not this one here, that one over there, yeah, so that'll be blocked. So really we could do to take this pre-screen, this feeder off, which is a big issue on site really now, because all you need is a power wash. If you just put a power wash through the bars on the pre-screen, it's easy enough, and it takes time, but you can blow it through and clear it. But we've no 35-ton machine here to lift that off. Well, we've got a couple of machines here, we could lift it off with 2 machines. This just isn't something I like to see on a new machine, especially when it can be avoided when you've got a riddle bucket. Yeah, so now we've got downtime. Okay, so the plan is there's no water on site, so that means I can't get a power wash here even if I wanted to. So we're going to have to get the jack legs up. We'll have to dig that back end out first to get to that leg to get the pin out. I'm going to track the machine out, let some of that muck drop out. I'm going to drop the hopper and I'm going to lift the pre-screen out. So basically I'm taking the feeder out, the whole lot. Take the feeder out. We're going to have to clean that chute out, have a look at that broken bracket, and then weld it back up. Do you see that bracket broke there, director? Yeah. So there's only 4 of them that holds that chute on. Now then, the lever is in the right position there for the material to go behind the jaw, right? The problem that's happened here now, the material is too wet. That should not be going through the crusher. Fact. Yeah? So whether that's inexperienced operators or they've just not riddled it before, and I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. We'll get the machine out. So, what turned out to be a quick inspection basically has now turned out to be a 2-3 hour job, but could have saved the machine from a lot more damage. Okay, so the first thing that we've got to do is take this protector plate off, which is protecting the motor there on the feeder. Yeah, and then we'll have to blank them 3 pipes off. There's 3 pipes going into that motor there. Also, what I've spotted is it's, if you look up there on that actual wedge, it's not in the right position. You see how it's got that bolt behind it there? That bolt should be at the other side, and there should be no gap there when the hopper is all together. So then wedges aren't in the right spot. All that'll be doing now, that'll be rattling about that back door. Well, so I'm hoping from these videos that I'm going to keep doing now that our operators and other operators will learn from it, yeah? Alright, so I'm just going to take these pipes off now and blank them off before we lift I should say before we drop the hoppers down, and then you'll see the feeder is only sat on springs. I just hope that 250's got plenty of power in it to lift it off. If not, we'll just have to bang 2 machines on it. Trail the hitch, Roy. Trail the hitch. Go on. So all I'm doing now is taking the small 2-leggers off. We're going to put a big set of 4-leggers on. I'm just hoping that this machine's got enough power to lift the feeder out. If not, we've got another 250 on site, so we can get 2 machines on it. Hopefully this will do it all. Now then, there's a new attachment that I've seen that would be ideal for this job that I'm going to show you in a future Chronicle. The director knows what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so that's the feeder, yeah? So we've got the feeder out. This is your pre-screen. This section here, it's all blocked up. So we're going to have to dig this out. If you come around this side. Right, just step back a sec. So we're going to have to get all that out there. And within the chute on the machine itself. Yeah? So Roy, you alright with that? I'll get a few bars on it, yeah? Yeah, no. Let's have a look at the chute up here. I knew we should have brought Cal today. So that's your chute that's about to break off. Now that's solid. Now all that material there is supposed to drop down behind the jaw. And as you can see, it's been falling above the chute and dropping down here. Everywhere it shouldn't be supposed to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a machine with a pecker on it and just give this a little scrape and just see if we can free it up a bit. Then we'll get bars on it and shovels, and then we'll move the flap and I think we'll run the side belt. Director, there's a couple of bars. Bars out of man. Are you driving a machine, bud? Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get a machine here, a little Cat 320 with a breaker on it. We're not going to break it, we're going to put the breaker in and just try and free this material up a bit so it's easier to dig out. Quite solid. Right, now move, strap back, move to the side, one, 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 working, yeah, go on, right, track forward a bit, track forward, left, one, left, 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 track forward a bit. Right, curl your hitch a little bit. Other way. Curl it other way. One, up. Up. Track back a bit. Beautiful this. Track back a bit. Go to your right. Go on, go to your right. Go on, track back at the same time, that's it. One. Oh, back this track. Yeah, that's it. Now this way, bud, to me. Go on. Go on. This way. Left of it. That's it. Right, now back again. Got most of it there, bud. Alright there. Right, I'll do. Lift up, bud. Do the rest of it with spade. Up. Right. That's I've dug as much as I can off that little chute now. It's dropped down onto the belt. So we'll just run the belt to get rid of what is actually on the belt, then we'll go digging again. So we've just run off the belt what was actually on the belt, and now what I'm trying to do is get a hole. Once you get a hole started, you see that hole there now, and it'll all start come free. So with clearing the belt, it'll give us a little bit more room, as you can see now, that hole. Start getting it clear. Now, one thing I always said, I'll never unblock a crusher. If the operator blocks it, they should do it. They should unblock it, you know what I'm saying? But machine's down, I want it running quick, so quick inspection turning out to be a long inspection, and we have not had any dinner, director. Every time we go out, we don't get any dinner. Next time we get some before we go to site. Maybe we should have brought Cal. So this is your deflector plate here. And that's what if you want to use your side belt. That's your plate that you move. But tonight, just let them run it. See what comes off belt. He wants to be a plant fitter. You see side belt there now. Just getting that muck off there. So usually in winter what I do with a pre-screen, them like grizzly bars there, usually weld the plate over them to basically stops it from happening. But what I'll do I mean, as you can see that chute there, it's quite narrow, and it goes narrow as it goes down there. Yeah, it goes narrow there. Whereas if I run the side belt, I've got a bigger opening. So we'll run the side belt, and as long as they riddle the material, it should be alright. So yeah, bit of walk direct, so we'll get this back together. We'll better check how they're doing on the pre-screen. Bringing that out over there. Right, we're going to bang this back together, so get over the other side at sight direct and warp it, yeah. So we've got a handrail that's bent, and one round the other side, and there's still a blockage in between the hopper, yeah, but it's not going to damage the machine. Well, it is coming off higher once it's finished crushing this, and it's coming back to the yard. So also there's a small crack on the chute bracket. When we lifted the feeder out then I could see a small crack, but I'm going to power wash it all off when it gets back to the yard and do a proper job of it. I want to get this lot crushed, I want to get it off iron. So now you'll just see the small amount coming through the pre-screen. Hopefully they won't put any more of this wet stuff through. Right, that pre-screen's staying clear now, so job done. Anyway, let's get to the next job. Right, so I've just had a chat with all lads then, and they said that they tried to move the lever to run the side belt, yeah. Now then, if they'd already tried putting muck through it, which they did, and it falls onto that plate and it's wet and damp, now then that lever could become tight because there's weight on it. Yeah, so if you do have that issue and you want to run the side belt, ring us, yeah, run the end of the foam, and then it'll stop all this hassle that we've had today. Alright, so basically all I'm saying is, if you have an issue, just give us a quick call, yeah? Right guys, so we've just called in our sponsors, Transports / Autovolt, and just to show you some new merch that has arrived. Now then, I never thought that we'd start selling these jackets until we did the Christmas special with Chris Allen. And we actually gave him one of these jackets, didn't we? And then we said, if anybody wanted any, to leave it in the comments, yeah? So, I can't believe how many comments we had. And I can't believe how many have sold since we put them on the website. So I just want to give you a little, show you what they're like. They are Helly Hansen. Really good quality, yeah. This jacket is actually my own jacket. I wear an XL. Yeah, so it's got WELDERFABBER Fox on the front, WELDERFABBER on the back. I'm just putting it on to show you the size, really. So yeah, these jackets are on the website now, welderfabber.uk, and these jackets with the professional struggler on, half the profit goes to Chris, yeah? So that is a guaranteed promise that half the profit does go to Chris Allen. And I'll not say how many, but we sold a lot of them so far. So yeah, in fact he's actually done a little video director, hasn't he? On his channel. So play that video now for our viewers.
If you've got a jacket like ours, you too can talk to turkeys like me. See, it's just what happens when you wear this jacket. You can talk to turkeys.
So apparently you can talk to turkeys, yeah? So I'd just like to say a personal thank you from me and the director to everybody that does buy merch, yeah? It all does go back into production. I mean, these mics ain't cheap for starters, and we've gone through 3 or 4 of them. You can imagine wearing one of them on site with what I do, yeah? So yeah, just a personal thank you. And yeah, let's get back to the, in fact no director, you've even got your own jacket. Well that's a little one-off. Won't be doing any more of them. Right, back to the workshop. Is that fully electric, isn't it? Well, it looks like Danny might be going green. I'm 3 seats in front. That's actually alright, director. 190 mile to the tank, I reckon. So maybe electric is the way forward, but I'm not convinced myself yet. Leave in the comments what you think about electric vehicles. Right, so we've got a small Libra 716. It's done 2,200 hours. We're just going to do a slight blade mod on it today. First of all, we're going to get new corner shoes for it. As you can see there, it's starting to wear into the moldboard itself. So it's perfect time for changing that, really. The centres can be turned. These centre blades can be turned and reused, but we never reuse the corner shoes. Yeah, we'll always put new corner shoes on. We're also going to put some wings on the blade, and what I mean by a wing, I mean a piece of edge that will come out like that and down like that and run on that angle, the same angle as this end plate here. Now then, this blade has actually worn quite thin, as you can see there, which is quite surprising at 2,200 hours. But that blade is sat on this side. If you look up here, director, it's sat on this side of the outer plate, and same at the other side as it's worn through. So what we'll do, as we put that edge on that angle, which will come up there, which will be about 25-30mm thick, depending on what we've got in stock, we'll also put a corner piece on here. So I'll roll the piece of plate and just put it on that corner there, like that, because that is what takes all the hit on dozers, yeah? So I'll get Luke round here in a bit to do that. At the moment, they're just taking a body off a chassis on a trailer that we've got, because I'm thinking of building our own body, yeah? And I'm actually looking for somebody to give us a lift, basically, to do so, to go through the process of building our own body. And I'm actually going over to Manchester today to see Marshall's truck bodies, Rob Marshall, who owns it, and have a little chat with him. So, in fact, director, you can come with me to that meeting, yeah? Right. Okay, so we're just heading over to Manchester now, to Marshall Truck Bodies. I'm going to speak to Rob Marshall, who's the boss, and just have a little meeting about actually building a body together for this chassis that we've got. Now then, this chassis we've got an electric unit coming to pull it. So with it being over an electric unit, we want it as light as possible. So now, do we go down the road of building a steel body out of really thin hardox, or do we go out of it building it out of aluminium? Now then, if it's going to be out of aluminium, it'll have to be thicker. It'll have to probably have to have rib sides on it. I don't really want rib sides because I don't like the look of that design. So I might go for the thin hardox, but we need to go through the process of seeing how much weight's in a body built from thin hardox, because we're going to be running it on aggregates, aren't we? So it really wants to be steel in my eyes. I know Fox will probably want it as aluminium because he'll just know aluminium's lighter and he'll want it as light as possible. But we have talked about in the past building our own bodies, because we buy 20 to 25 bodies a year, and let's just say, for example, they're 25 grand each. So you're looking at over 600 grand there, aren't you, to just to buy your own bodies for your own trucks. So now then, maybe we could come up with a design with a company like Marshall's or somebody else and build our own bodies. But we are going to build a new fabrication facility within the Fox Group at some point over the next few years, and maybe we could start building them within that facility and I'll run it. Yeah, so, but I'm not too sure yet. But I have talked about it with Foxy and Ian, and we might go down that road. But at this moment in time, it is the start of our first body build. So we're going to go and talk to Marshalls. We probably will do it with Marshalls. You know, we'll work together as a team to do it together, but we'll build it in our workshop back at Preston, and let's see how it comes out. Yeah, so I reckon I want to come up with my own design, WELDERFABBER design truck body. That's what I want in the future, yeah. Paul never stops. So yeah, that's just knocked me off balance. Anyway, we're going to Marshalls. We'll have a meeting, and we'll do a little walk around the Marshalls whilst we're there, yeah. Alright, so just had a good meeting with Rob there and Martin. So it does look like we're going to do something together, a bit of a joint venture on this body. Maybe a couple of bodies, maybe a lot more bodies. Who knows what the future holds. But let's just have a look around their workshop whilst we're here. And there is something I'm very interested in over there, that A45G Volvo. So they are building a body there for like a waste site. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. Weighs 11 tonne, that body. Got a hardox floor in it. And they're doing a bit of plasma cutting here, look. Looks like a fairly new machine with all the new ventilation system in. Oh, look at that. 64 cube that to carry. This weighs 11 tonne. Let's have a wander around it. A45G. Now then, this makes me want to get in business with these guys, because look at what they're doing here now. Not only do they build their own bodies for trucks, they take on projects like this. Now this is a massive project to take on. We've got an hardox floor in there, full hardox floor, mild steel sides on it. In fact, director, when and this is finished, we'll come and have a look at it actually finished, yeah? Painted. That is some task to take on, believe me. I mean, just the sheer size of it, stood here looking at it now, is massive. I don't know how it'll come across on camera, but believe me, it's massive. Check out them bodies over there, director. Let's have a walk round them, yeah? Is there anything that these guys don't build? So we've got diesel Bowsers here. This is actually a 5,000 litre fuel Bowser with a 1,000 litre AdBlue tank on it. Now then, the AdBlue tank is a stainless steel tank, yeah? So obviously people that know about AdBlue, you can't put it into steel. It either has to be plastic or stainless steel. Proper thing. There's your little AdBlue pump. So these are just normal 8-wheel tipper bodies going together here. Full Hardox, 500. Proper thing. There's the tailgates out of Hardox 450. Now then, when we're talking about building this trailer and weight is the issue. You know what I mean? That is the big issue. So I really personally want to build it out of Hardox. So, but we're going to do some numbers and put something together and see what the weight comes out at doing Hardox and aluminium. Right, so they use Hardox 450 and 500. I'm impressed, director, are you? So this is just one of their shops, yeah? They've got a few shops of Marshalls. This is just one of a few shops that they assemble things. See, they make all kinds of things. Smoky modes, smokers. Smoky modes, smokers. I want one of them myself. We'll have to do a little bit of a deal with Rob. Anyway, director, I'd say you got enough for a chapter there. Yeah? Got enough for a chapter there, yeah? So we'll end this one here and now. Please like, subscribe and share. Leave a comment on what you're seeing here. And I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.